We are going to get to your calls, but I have to tell you, we have received a missive. And it's important we bring this up because it plays into the topic in the first hour. We will get to this golf thing momentarily with the major this weekend. We've received a missive from Jeff Rieger. And Jeff had decided, look, he didn't want to partake in the pretzel bin and have a little fun on a Friday. Jeff goes, I need hockey talk. So Jeff decided to stream Toronto sports radio. And
as one does.
Jeff has said...
A dangerous idea.
Jeff has said he was enjoying our topic regarding bold moves. And he goes, fellas, I want to read this to you. I'm going to read it direct, minus the cuss words. He's got a very potty mouth. He goes, Dubas gets whacked. Auston Matthews loves Dubas. That affects him re-signing in Toronto. Everyone is afraid he will walk. They are going to have a major shakeup. And he proceeds to say this, Kenny. You pick up the phone and call about Auston Matthews, and you overwhelm them with an offer. If Toronto wins, if the general sentiment is Matthews' future with the franchise was tied to his relationship with the wonder kid Dubas, Kenny, would you at least pick up? This is Quinnen Williams 2.0. Would you pick up the phone and call, and are you man enough to make the offer necessary for Auston Matthews?
The window for the Red Wings to win is wide open right now. It opened this offseason. You have to make the phone call. You have to overwhelm them, give them all the flowers, all the picks that they want.
No, players.
And yes, you're probably going to have to mix in some prospects.
I think you're going to have to mix in somebody on this roster that you just don't want to mix in.
Jonathan Berggren?
Nope, even better.
Are you talking about, in express terms, trading my son?
I didn't say I would. I said what's coming back on the other side of the phone is going to be an ask for Mo Seider.
Would you do it?
It would probably be Seider and 2 first-round picks.
Can it be Raymond and 2 first-round picks?
It could be whatever you want it to be because it's a fantasy. The point I'm making is, do you believe Auston Matthews is good enough, and do you appreciate Rieger's intel that he had a deep relationship with Dubas, and it's now affected his opinion of his future in Toronto?
Well, he's absolutely good enough. It concerns me that he hasn't made it past one win in the second round of the playoffs.
Did he play in the last round?
Yeah.
No, I'm making a point. He didn't do
score
anything.
a goal.
Well, yeah, no, 100%. No, I get what you're saying, but like, yes, you have to make the call.
Raymond and 3 first-round picks.
Done.
Yeah.
Plus a prospect I can't name.
I have a proposal. Since he loves that debris guy that just got fired in Toronto, whatever his name is, would you consider moving Steve Yzerman to a different position and giving him the general manager position
this is
to
outrageous.
get the guy from Toronto?
How about this? They hire him to be an
What did
assistant
you do?
GM.
Grab Roberto's water bottle?
Yeah, did you
Come
take some
on.
of Evan's edibles? Like, what are you doing right now?
David's gummied out of his mind.
That's crazy.
Yes, that's crazy.
That's insanity.
You're out of your mind.
So Steve Yzerman is the senior vice president, and that guy's the GM, and there's a problem?
Yes.
Make him the assistant GM.
That's not happening.
Make him
because
the
he wants to
intern.
be a GM, probably.
Well,
I'm throwing an idea. That's all.
Listen,
I love where Rieger's head's at because
and again,
it's all
coming
about a
from-
bold move.
And it's coming from him listening to hour upon hour of Toronto radio. And the sentiment is this dismissal of Dubas has Matthews questioning his future.
Well, Toronto media also is kind of like us after a Lions upsetting loss. They're very reactionary. They're fire everybody, break up the core four.
It's like Randall in New York right now. They're like, underwhelming performance. Get this bum out of town.
Oh, you mean it's the opposite of Detroit, who the media is in a coma?
Yes, absolutely. They just want everybody gone, though. It's very reactionary.
Good. That's the way to be. I'm in. Let's partake. Let's take advantage. So Matthews would make a list where if it would take a lot for you to say no.
He's elite. Right now, in his prime. His window is open. Yes. He fits the time frame of this rebuild.
I bet you it would take one of Seider or Raymond. It would take your best prospect. And I don't know if that's Evanson. I don't know if it's Soffenstein or whatever that kid's name, Soderblom. It would probably take a minimum of 2 or 3 first-round picks. Would you be willing? I'm not in a position to say anything about it.
If you trade for Auston Matthews, the first-round picks become late firsts because you're a team that expects to make the playoffs, win playoff series. Yeah, you part with draft picks. Now, how many prospects? What have they been accumulating for years? Prospects.
Here's your other problem,
they're built to be an optimal trade partner if this is real.
Matthews would be set. What's his deal up in a year or 2?
I think it's 1 more year, Kenny,
right,
maybe
so
2.
Kenny, what's Matthews get? 12.5 a year, AAV?
At least. I would assume a little bit more.
Kenny, I didn't want to shoot for 15 here. I wanted to just put a number in that was realistic without getting crazy.
Cap's going up. I would assume at least 13. That's just me being a dumb guy.
You're not dumb. So it'd be 7 at 100.
Yeah, something like that.
Placates all the Larkin people who say he's a number 2 center. He would be on this team with Matthews as the 1. You'd be better up the middle.
Yeah, and I was looking at it. Every single Cup team in contention right now has a 40-goal scorer, minus Carolina. Florida has 2, though, so it kind of balances out.
But Carolina reminds me of like Jacques Lemaire Devils in the mid-'90s.
It's ugly. It's so
the
ugly.
neutral zone trap.
I hate it.
Left wing lock.
Yeah, it's awful. I can't take it.
Give me a vomit bag.
Okay, good. All right. No, you're a big Brindamore guy. But I wanted to bring this up. And again,
I think we've solved the question.
It's Toronto radio. This isn't Jim or I doing fantasy. This isn't us saying it's happening. I just thought it was interesting. Shout out Rieger. He can't possibly have a lot going on, dedicating 2 hours to Toronto radio while living here with a child. But here we are. So if you want in on that, would you pick up the phone, much in the way of the Quinnen Williams deal? Probably get hung up on before you hit the S in Austin, but would you at least try? And you overwhelm them. Kenny says yes. Any slander, send it to Kenny. 248-539-9797. David, you got some ticket text. We'll get to the callers, and I want to move to this golf thing.
Would Kenny give up Mo Sider or Larkin for Auston Matthews?
They'd want Sider. They don't want to spend $9 million a year.
Mm-hmm.
They're in cap hell right now. They want to free up some room. Sider plays for like beers. He's cheap, so that's what I mean.
For Auston Matthews, I'd whack Stevie. Sorry, I want a superstar from Tom. No, you can't say that, Tom. I'm sorry, man. I want a superstar. They laughed at my idea. Dubois has already said he's taking some time off if he's not in Toronto this year. Okay, well, there goes my idea.
Yeah, your idea was insane.
Do you want the guy or not?
No.
Okay, then. Well, then.
No, I mean, listen. He's been a well-known guy. He was famous because he ran like Sault Ste. Marie, and then he went to Arizona, and he started to make some decent moves. And then the Leafs, it was this big thing that they hired the Wonder Kid.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he built a team on paper that was good enough to be really good, but it hasn't worked. I don't need anyone. I have Steve Yzerman. Why do I need this guy? I don't. I need Auston Matthews or Mitch Marner. I need a star.
Lions have cap space. They have a young roster. They have a good I read that one already. Tigers should trade anything an MLB wants for a bona fide hitter.
I mean, I've already told you. Erod has to be dealt. Now, what I want back is, and if I have to put a prospect with it, or if I have to attach Alex Lang, I don't care. I want a top 100 positional prospect that is within a year of the major leagues. I do not want to trade for some 18-year-old kid with an ETA of 2026. I'm very specific about what I'm asking for.
Well, that's why we left them off this conversation.
Because they're not ready.
The other teams are ready.
Yes. All right. Let's go to Marlon, 97.1. Hi, Marlon.
Hey, guys. How's it going today?
What's
Good,
up,
Mark.
bud?
Cookies, what's up, man?
Good to hear from you.
Money, Mike Valenti. How you doing, my brother?
I'm good. Which of these teams do you want to make the big move with?
Well, I got a couple things. Mostly it's about the Pistons. Just 2 quick notes. If you give me some time,
Sure.
I'll try to make it quick, but I do got a lot to say.
Yep.
Cookies, I can't believe you haven't seen Over the Top, man. Lincoln Hawk was 20-1 to beat Bo Hurley, and he beat him in Vegas. Undefeated in 7 years, and he did it.
All right, Marlon, move on. What else you got?
Oh, man, it's so
All
good.
right, so just a quick thing. For the Lions, I would definitely get Quentin Williams, 2 first-rounders, lock him up for 5 years, $25 million a year. I have no problem with it. Give him $80 million guaranteed. That's a Super Bowl team. Red Wings, I don't know if we can get Auston Matthews. It would be amazing, but I would definitely call Columbus, offer a bunch of picks for Johnny Hockey, and look at somebody like Ryan Graves, defenseman for the Devils. There's your 2 superstars, be a trade and free agency. I was telling Kenny about this. I think it's a brilliant move, fits the cap, and it would work for the Red Wings. But
Johnny Hockey's been the target for us for a year. Kenny and I were on the Johnny Hockey train last year. Wings decided they weren't going to have that kind of offseason, but I'm with you, Marlon. Look, the Auston Matthews thing is, again, Rieger, listening to Toronto radio, that's got a 1% shot. But you make the call. I'm with you. The Gaudreau thing did not work in Columbus. Make a call.
Yeah, and then if they want some picks, we got a ton of picks. Make the call. Give them how many first-rounders they want. There's just the guy that's going to be on the season tickets. People are going to buy his jersey, go to the game.
That's right.
Well, Marlon, it's bigger.
Defenseman.
That's the key. It's bigger than just, hey, he's a name. It's the position he plays. You have to go toe-to-toe with the Eagle offensive line and the Niner offensive line. Quentin Williams helps you neutralize 2 run-heavy teams that are in your way if they're going to do, as you put it, Mike, the unspeakable. That Quentin Williams is a piece to get you to the unspeakable. That's what we're talking about. When we say who needs to make the bold move the most, the Pistons need to, for relevancy's sake, just to be interesting. But the other teams need it to be like winners, to actually do things, accomplish things. If the Wings swung a big trade, whether it's the Hail Mary for Matthews or some of the other names you guys have brought up, Johnny Hockey, Kyle Connor, they're a playoff team. They're in the postseason. We have meaningful games again. And if the Lions were to make a move for Quentin Williams or really anybody to help put them over the top, we're talking about a team winning playoff games. Like, the Pistons aren't in that conversation no matter how bold they get this summer.
No.
Like, to me, they're third on the list, a distant third.
And again, the Matthews thing is simple in that, A, it's not going to happen, but B, you have a deal worked out before you consummate a trade. You're not trading for a guy.
It's not a rental.
Rieger, I know you're listening because now you're texting me while I'm on radio. You could just call. The point I'm making is you would have an agreement. I'm never trading for a rental without an agreement.
Correct.
It's like trading for Quentin Williams. You have an agreement. Quentin, 5 at 125, 80 guaranteed. Yes or no? Check a box. Austin, 7 at 100. Anna Coney, we'll name it after you. Austin's Loose Coney. Like, come on.
There's a lot of ways that could have gone wrong. There's a lot of ways that could have gone wrong.
I'm making a point. Like, guys, come on, man. You know, I understand we're paid to talk. I shouldn't have to spell out the most obvious stuff. Oh, he's a rental. You really going to make a trade like that? Do you really think I would do that without having the deal done? Come on, man.
I think we're with you. You can fight with Rieger in the text.
I'm not fighting with anyone. It's the idea that if he sent it, it means people are thinking it, which is just patently absurd. Tell everybody about your postgame.
When are we making fun of Evan for his hobby?
We're going to get to it, but people want to rap about this stuff. And I'd love to hear a name in basketball because I'll tell you, Wojo is committing a crime every night on the air with the names he's putting out for the Pistons. It's criminal activity. It's unbelievable. Have you heard all these names?
I have not heard some of these names.
How about this? I'm going to get to the phones. I'm going to give you the names that Woj, with a straight face.
Esteemed columnist has been putting out on the air.
Esteemed Mad Libs artist.
Will it make more people listen to Jim's postgame?
That's what I want to know. If we get some of these names, will people listen to me at 10:30 at night breaking down the scores?
Tough night tonight at Fiserv Forum. Hi, everybody. I'm Jim Costa.
It's a little long.
Spring is a great time to get some sleep. Like if you were listening to Jim.
Would you stop it?
Serta Arctic. 15 times.
People love Pistons basketball. How dare you? Put a lot of work into those. Tell people about the mattresses.
I got tears in my eyes. Oh, my goodness. All I picture is him doing the post game like Harry Doyle in Major League. Hey, welcome to TP time. Well, Pistons lose a heartbreaker tonight, 138-73.
One GD hit.
David, I'll just do it later. I owe Serta one. 97-1.